Ordinary people demonstrating extraordinary courage, an example of the resilience and resolve of Maine people. And tonight we are joined by Tom Ghiberti, and by Lewiston Police Chief David St. Pierre, Lisbon Police Chief Brian McGee, Maine State Police Lieutenant Colonel Brian Scott, all of whom worked with an incredible team of state, county, local, federal officials, and by our wonderful ASL interpreters, Regan Thibodeau, Amanda Eisenhart, and Julia Schaefer, who remain on the job today. Thank you. Thank you, Tom. Another fact about Tom Ghiberti is he was the state senior candlepin bowling champion in 2022. Just put the icing on the cake. Tonight we acknowledge all of them, recognizing their heroism and that of their loved ones, and in honoring the memories of those we lost. Please know that Maine people are standing by your side, offering what comfort we can in a moment of immeasurable pain. Though we know that the pain and hardship of October's tragedy will last a lifetime. And in recognition of that, I propose that we create a fund similar to the one they created in Virginia last year to cover the medical needs, the health needs of those injured last October long into the future. And I propose that we capitalize it with an initial investment of $5 million. We know the road to healing will be long, but we will help you walk it. We also know that many people in Maine still feel a lingering sense of anxiety and vulnerability, feeling of being unsafe. Our calm complacency has been shaken to the core. Now, I know there are some who may prefer to consider the shootings an aberration, the product of one unstable individual who went on an unconscionable rampage that is unlikely to reoccur. But hey, many people felt it was unlikely to occur before October 25th. And honestly, the hope that it won't happen again is of little comfort to the children, the grandchildren, the wives, partners, and parents who in an instant lost a child, a spouse, a breadwinner, a staple of the community, and who now face an uncertain future without them. It gives no comfort to the people of our second largest city and its surrounding towns, or to all the businesses, schools, shops, and homes where a shooter on the run required them to shelter in place for 48 long hours. It gives no comfort at all to the people last April who were shot by a violent felon recently released from prison while they were simply driving down a public highway minding their business. This after he had already killed his parents and 2 other people in their home. It gives no comfort to the families who have lost loved ones to the tragedy of suicide or domestic violence. Yes, we're different than other states, but violence is here. It does exist here in the state of Maine, and it strikes at the very heart of who we are and everything we hold dear for this precious place we call home. I've heard some say that no matter the law, a dangerous person will always find a way, and no new laws can prevent that. There is some truth to that. A person who's intent on doing harm to himself or themselves or others, for whatever reason, may well succeed. But boy, the idea that we shouldn't make laws, change policies just because they'll be broken, creates this cynical attitude that certain bad things are just inevitable. We can't do anything about it. I, for one, refuse to give in to that idea, and I refuse to let it stop us from taking action. Some have said, well, it's really just a mental health issue, that we just need to fix our behavioral health system, and this violence will end. Well, certainly there may be people with mental health issues who commit violent crimes, but the vast majority of people with those issues do not commit violent crimes. And it would be wrong to stereotype anyone who has mental health problems as a potentially violent individual. I have heard others say that we should not do anything until the independent commission finishes its work. Well, they're right that the findings of that commission may very well result in conclusions that need a policy remedy. And we will welcome the commission's conclusions when they're ready. But fixing our laws to address a single attack does nothing to anticipate those other acts of violence which we might, with wise actions, prevent. Actions which might also restore our sense of personal safety. Actions whose time, I believe, has come. Because for the sake of the communities, individuals and families now suffering immeasurable pain, for the sake of our state, doing nothing is not an option.